Rainbow Room. Okay, so today we have a story time, which is great. Today we were supposed to do our great artist, but I'm gonna save him so we can do him with an art project. So I'm gonna switch it up just a little bit, and we'll do a story about transportation today. So we covered police cars, we covered firefighter trucks, so we covered cars and trucks, and in those books, another means of transportation that both police officers and firefighters use are boats. And boats are a means of transportation that many people use, and that people used to use way more often before airplanes. Before airplanes were big and could carry hundreds of people at one time to take them from one country to the next country, people would travel by ships. Big ships. So let's do a quick little story called The Boat. But this is the boat alphabet book. So I think what we're gonna see is we're gonna see lots of different types of boats, and they are gonna start with a letter of the alphabet. So I know my friends are becoming pros at the alphabet and letterland, so let's get to it. Okay, so The Boat Alphabet Book by Jerry Paletta and David Biedricki. That's an interesting name. Very cool. All right, so The Boat's book. And I will bring up the page closer to the camera so that way all my friends can see clearly the picture. Did you ever wonder why the first boat was built? Was it to cross a lake, to travel down a river, to explore, or just to have fun? What did the first boat look like? Maybe it was a log or a carved out tree. Whatever it was, those first sailors probably never imagined. Gotta move on to the next page. Whoa. A long book. An aircraft carrier. Ooh, look at this ship. A is for aircraft carrier. This military ship is a floating airport. An aircraft carrier can carry more than 100 aircraft, fire jets, planes, and helicopters. It is also a floating city. About 6,000 people work and live on the largest aircraft carriers. On board, you will find a church, movie theater, library, hospital, dental office, post office, and even a barber shop. Each day, the barbers give over 250 haircuts. The cooks bake 800 loaves of bread, and the crew drinks 13,000 cans of soda. And the kitchen staff sometimes serves up to 10,000 hamburgers. There are almost 2,000 telephones on board and 30,000 lights. And what would you do if the captain said, "It's your turn to shut off all the lights"? Could you imagine going around to 30,000 lights? Whoa. So this is what the aircraft carrier looks like. This boat has a very specific and important job. Okay, let's do B. B is for barkentine. Barkentine? There are many different kinds of tall ships. Some of these are brigs, barks, or brigantines. Frigates, schooners, and clippers. These are some pretty silly names. They sound unusual. This tall ship is a barkentine. It has square sails, and it's foremast and stay sails, and its main mast, mizzenmast, and jiggermast. Whoa. Those are all names to different parts of the ship. But they all sound like made up words. Like they all sound pretty funny. But look how beautiful that boat is. And it has square sails. So these are all kind of square, but they look a little, they don't look exactly like squares because the wind is blowing through them. See what's for C. C is for canoe. All of the boats in this book, the canoe is probably the most popular. Canoes are light and easy to launch. They are perfect for boating on lakes and small rivers. Just paddle out and the canoe will bring you closer to nature. Canoe. Maybe some of my friends have been on a canoe before. They're really fun to go down a river, relax, enjoy nature. All right. Let's see, D. D is for dory. Dories are flat-bottom wooden workboats. Many years ago, they were used for a type of commercial fishing called longlining. Today, dories are used for clamming, lobstering, harvesting seaweed, and going for a nice, relaxing row. Look, I didn't know this boat had a specific name. It's called a dory. Very cool. E is for electric boat. Some people call a nuclear-powered submarine an electric boat. Is it really a boat? Yes or no? A submarine can float on the surface like a boat, but can also travel underwater. Electric boats can circumnavigate the Earth without ever surfacing. So these electric boats can go throughout the whole Earth without ever coming to the surface, which is what makes it different from a submarine. An electric boat. Very cool. It does look very similar to a submarine. F is for ferry. A ferry is a boat that carries passengers or cars from one dock to another. Older ferries have steel hulls. Newer aluminum ferries are faster and give smoother rides. The hull is the outer shell of the boat, and the bow is the front of the boat, and the stern is the rear. This is the bow, the stern, and then the hull is the whole outer shell of the boat. This is a ferry. Ferries are very common in cities like Seattle or San Francisco. Very cool. Take you over one big river, take it from one part of the city to another. G is for gondola. Gondolas are water taxis. The city of Venice, Italy is famous for gondola travel because its roads are canals. Sometimes the gondoliers sing to their passengers, "Watch out, things could get romantic." This is a gondola. So in the city of Italy, many people use these, and these are boat taxis to get from one shop to another, from a restaurant to a house, or anywhere in the city where you can travel. It'd be faster to travel through a gondola instead of walking, or you can't get there through a car because there's a canal in the way. The canal is like a little river or stream. Okay, let's do H. H is for hydrofoil. When docked, it looks like any other boat. When traveling at high speeds, the hydrofoil lifts up and skims the surface like a water skier. The less friction from the water, the boat can zoom along faster. Whoa. So this is like a big boat or ship that rides on top of the water. So when it's stopped, it sinks in just like a regular boat, but when it's going, it kind of just bounces off of the water, like a skier does. Very cool. I is for iceberg. When winter comes and the waterways freeze, most boats and ships cannot get through. the icebreaker can. This vessel is the extra thick hull, has an extra thick hull, can smash through the ice and make a passageway for itself and other boats that might follow. So this is called the icebreaker. Whoa, look at this huge glacier of ice. And it has a very strong hull, which is the outer shell of a boat. J. J is for junk. This Chinese ship with a high poop deck is called a junk. Even when it is brand new, it is still called a junk. Legend has it that some people were born on junks and spent their entire lives on board without ever setting foot on land. So this boat is called junk, and it doesn't necessarily mean junk as in trash or something you don't use anymore. That's just the name of this boat. Very cool. So now we have K is for a kayak. The earliest kayaks were made from walrus or seal skin that was stretched over bone or wooden frames. Today, kayaks are popular both for pleasure and for sport and are made of synthetic skins such as rubber, plastic, and fiberglass. So now they're mostly made out of plastic. And kayaks are a lot of fun to go down rivers, streams, little mini waterfalls. Super fun. You have to kind of keep your balance. You don't want to tip over. Okay. To L. Let's see. L is for light ship. This ship is a floating, movable lighthouse. Lightships can be anchored in locations where it might not be possible to build a lighthouse. Lightships and lighthouses warn sailors of dangerous waters so they can navigate around them. So this is like a portable lighthouse. This lighthouse, it's called a lightship because it's not a house, it's a lightship. It's like a lighthouse. All right, M. On this page, slow down and be careful. There are mines in the water. Whoa. You see them? M is for minesweeper. Mines are floating bombs. A minesweeper is used to remove or destroy them. Many mines are detonated by magnetism of steel. Minesweepers are made of wood. They don't even have steel nails. They don't even have steel nails. So they're completely out of wood so that way the mines don't go off. I don't know if my friends can see this picture very clearly, but they look a lot like the mines that are in the movie Finding Nemo when they're with the sharks and they have to be really careful. So there are actual mines in water, and these boats are minesweepers. They travel to see where the mines are, and in order to stay safe, the entire boat is made out of wood, so none of the mines will explode. All right, to N. N is for nail. In the journals that Christopher Columbus kept during his first voyage to North America, he referred to his ship as Santa Maria as a nao. What was a nao? Was it a specific type of sailing ship used for trade, or was nao simply an old Spanish word meaning ship? No one knows for sure. It looks like a very grand and tall ship. All right, let's do O. O is for ocean liner. It's party time. Ocean liners are floating resort hotels made especially for people on vacation. These ships cruise all over the world. During a 14-day trip, an ocean liner might anchor at many different islands and cities. If you like ships, music, dancing, and eating, then an ocean liner is for you. Ooh, that's very cool. It's when you go on a cruise for a vacation and you get to travel to different islands or cities. Very cool. See if you like ships, music, dancing, and eating. Those are all great things. All right, let's go around letter P. P is for paddle boat. If you can pedal a bicycle, you can get this boat moving. The harder you pedal, the faster it goes. This boat is human powered. If you want to call it a pontoon boat or a paddle boat, that's okay too. Pedal boat, paddle boat, tongue twisters. Pedal boat, paddle boat, and a pontoon boat. They all mean the same thing. It's this type of boat that is powered by you. Once you go in, you gotta pedal, pedal, pedal to keep the boat moving. Right. Q is for Cufa. This is a basket boat. Cufas are usually found on the Tigris and Euphrates River. Some are so large that 20 people can fit inside one without sinking. Cufa can also be spelled Gufa, 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 or Kufa. Ooh, it looks like a huge basket. Very cool. Okay, let's do R. R is for reed boat. Reeds are a type of flat, hollow grass. After years of watching reeds float by, someone probably had the brilliant idea of tying hundreds of them together to make a boat. The idea worked. A reed boat could have been the first boat ever built. It could have. We don't know for sure, but it's very possible. All right, let's do S. S is for steamboat. Some of the first boat engines were steam powered. A steamboat engine works like this. Hot coals boil water, the water becomes steam, the steam expands, and the pressure drives pistons up and down. The moving pistons turn a giant paddle wheel, and the boat is propelled through the water. Today, steamboats are outdated, but are sometimes used as tourist attractions and casinos. So we don't really use steamboats anymore because it's not as efficient. But before they were engine-powered boats, they were mainly steamboats. Nowadays, there are some steamboats around just so you can see what it was like and learn about them. Okay, let's see T. T is for tanker. Tankers are ships that carry liquids. Most tankers carry oil products such as crude oil, diesel fuel, home heating oil, kerosene grease, and gasoline. Let's hope this ship is double-hulled so that if it runs aground, nothing will spill out. What else could a tanker be carrying? Maybe some chocolate milk? I don't know if a tanker would be carrying chocolate milk, but most tankers do carry lots of oils or different oils that we need every day. But like the book said, that its hull, its outer shell, has to be very strong so that way no oil or grease spills into the ocean and hurts the fish. Right. U. Remember the K page? A kayak is a closed boat that fits snugly around a person's waist. Traditionally, it was a one-man hunting boat. Here is a traditional woman's boat. U is for umiak. The umiak, not sure which one, how you pronounce it, but I'm gonna go with umiak. I'm gonna go with umiak. The umiak is an open boat that is designed for more than one person. It can hold a mother, her children, dogs, and supplies. Umiak, oh, it's gonna show us how to pronounce it. Umiak is pronounced umiak. Umiak. Very cool. So it's close to the kayak, but the kayak was designed for only one person to fit in, and you can go hunting way back when they had to hunt for food and supplies. And this was the woman's version of a kayak, the umiak, and it had more space. It was built just like the kayak, but it had more space for the moms to bring in their children and pets and be able to load up the boat with different supplies. Oh, this is a long page. Okay. V is for Viking ship. Whoa. Viking ship. It is easy to admire the wooden ships that were built by the adventurous Scandinavian pirates, the Vikings. These fast, seaworthy ships were strong enough to cross oceans, yet light enough to sail up shallow rivers. The cleverly designed Viking ships were built with simple iron tools. A Viking shipbuilder would use an array, a chisel, an adze, a hammer, and lots of nails, and most importantly, an axe. This is a Viking ship. They were big, beautiful wooden ships. And Vikings were a type of pirate. So they were essentially Viking pirate ships. Okay, W. W is for windjammer. Windjammer is a term for a large sailing vessel like this schooner. A windjammer is also an old slang word for people who preferred boats with sails over boats with engine. Let's go windjamming. Whoa, so look how tiny this boat is in comparison to how big the sails are. Very cool. Let's do letter X. X is for Xebec. An Xebec is a three-masted ship that is rigged with lateen sails. It is very similar to another boat, a dhow. This Xebec had 3 sails, but one of them must have been ripped by rough, stormy weather. So you see how it was 1, 2, and then there's the ripped part of the third one. Rough seas. All right, let's do Y. Y is for yacht. When you become rich and famous, you can own a luxurious yacht. Then you can go anywhere you want. Let's sail to Aruba, Bimini, Cuba, Dominica, Easter Island, Fiji, Grenada, Haiti, Isla Mujeres, Jamaica, Kodiak, Long Island, Montserrat, Nantucket, Oahu, Pitcairn Island, Cushman Island, Rat Island, Seychelles Island, Tahiti, Ulithi, Virgin Gorda, Weddell Island, Xinghong Island, Yap, and Zanzibar. Whoa, those are lots of islands and places to get to. They all sound super interesting, and many people that do have yachts use them to travel for vacations. It's kind of like the cruise ships, but for just a small amount of people, not hundreds and hundreds of people. This is just for like maybe a person and their family. All right, Z is for Zodiac. A Zodiac is an inflatable boat. The company that built Zeppelins decided to use the same technology to Zeppelins? I don't know. Technology to build boats. At first glance, a Zodiac looks like a giant toy you would find in a swimming pool. However, Zodiacs are quite seaworthy, and zillions of Zodiacs are now used all over the world. So they're inflatable boats. Very cool. Looks like a fun boat to ride in. Here is a bell buoy, a navigational aid Usually a bell buoy marks the entrance to a harbor, but right now this bell buoy marks the end of the book. All right, friends, I hope you enjoyed our book about boats and learned so much. And if you have questions about any book, you could just let me and Teacher Peter know, and we can always dig up another book or answer your questions. So very interesting. We learned a lot about boat transportation, and have a great day.